Hey guys, this is Moku. I'm going to show you some Othmir pulls. If you've not done the Othmir, they can be difficult, but with a few simple tricks, it's not too hard to do. I apologize for my audio quality right now because I don't have a headset, so it's probably just going to be very echoey. Sorry about that. Anyhow, I'm going to show you today. I recommend using wolf form just because it lasts longer. I'm going to show you without because I do think it's very helpful to use some sitting, some meditation techniques so that you don't have to. Basically, you've got 3 camps here, and if you kind of maximize your mana efficiency, then you'll be able to pull more per hour. So I think that's a pretty good reason to try and get as much mana return as possible. Anyhow, we're basically going to be using Harmony on this chief right here. This is the center camp, by the way. If you can see the map down here, there's going to be 3 camps. I'm just going to start with the middle camp to show you first. And we're just going to send a Harmony over there. Next target is going to be the shamans right here. And then I personally like to Harmony this warrior on the end here. I'm going to come around here and we'll throw a little Harmony on him so he's nice and peaceful. Alright, time to commit genocide on some otters. So if you're not familiar with it, we're going to be using a technique that allows us on P99 Green to gain some mana ticks while we are casting. I believe it's been patched out on P99 Blue, but I don't play there. And we may get a patch for it at any time on Green. I just don't know when. So I like to kite them down here. Some people will go up onto the ledge up top. And I used to just do circles around them, but I've started using this kind of fishtailing technique to bring them together. And I think it's actually faster than doing a whole bunch of circles. It's right there, they're pretty much all together. Anyhow, if you click the book while you're casting, you'll actually be able to potentially grab a tick of mana. So the server does a 6-second tick. Every 6 seconds it checks to see if you're sitting. At least that's my understanding of it. And I don't sit here and make sure that I'm getting mana every tick. It's just kind of, if it happens, it's nice. And I do notice a difference at the end of my quads when I don't have, or when I'm not doing this technique. It does seem to make a little bit of a difference, and I'll have, 4 or 5% more mana towards the end. And when you're doing the Othmir, they have enough hit points that actually can be the difference between finishing them off or not. So I'm level 60. I'm actually letting my friend here sit and grab a little bit of experience while I'm farming for tailoring. So I'm actually going to drop these right over here by him. If you can get clarity, that really helps. Finishing these off is basically, you can kill them with a root. If you want to save mana, use a clicky dot. It's great to have an enchanter friend nearby, so I finished that quad with 35% mana left. So that tells me how much mana I need before I do my next pull. If you haven't done Othmir, they have pretty decent loot. I'm going to do /hide corpse looted here so I can get through all of them. I don't pick up everything because otherwise I'll be going to the store too much, to vendor. Alright, And I'm just going to chill out for a bit here, and then I'll show you the other two camps. Okay, the next pull I'll show you. The first one in the video, I started out with this middle camp. I'm now going to do this camp down here. I usually call this camp 1, camp 2 in the middle, camp 3 up top. Some people call it west and north. And it's, you know, whatever you want to call it. For this one, there's a couple different ways you can do it. I like to harmony this shaman right here. Because it's going to get a whole group of them. And then we're also going to harmony this shaman right here. Now one of the warriors is behind here, so I'm not going to need to grab line of sight on him. So I'm going to target Quargis Gallop Gobbler. Not gonna lay, I think my name's better, but it's not a debate, so that's fine. He can keep his name, I don't mind. He's gonna grab a little bit of mana potentially. I'm not checking because I'm not real stingy about it, but if I happen to sit during a mana tick, then cool, I get that. Get a little bit extra mana. Okay, and then I do like to bring them out a little bit further so I can corral them. Just like in the last one, I was previously doing a circle technique where I would strafe around in a circle to gather them all up. But I think I'm finding it's actually more efficient if I do this kind of fishtailing thing where I kind of strafe back and forth like this. And you'll notice like the geometry works out so that they just bunch up when you do that. Okay, and then we just do the same thing. Only thing is you just gotta make sure with these tiny tiny cursor that you are able to click the book in time but when you stand back up, so sometimes I don't cut it too close. That seems fine. If you haven't done quadding before, I'm basically just snaring, and I keep a little mental timer of distance between casts. So I usually do, in my head it's a 4 count. So I'll stand up and turn, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, turn, cast. The turning actually helps so that you don't get interrupted. So if you, once in a while, if you don't input like some sort of turn command, then it won't register that you've stopped moving in time, and so sometimes your cast will get interrupted. But you don't have to turn and look at them every time. I just, you know, they're little otters, so I want to see them barreling down the beach at me, about to kill me. The other thing is the terrain here. You do have to be aware of line of sight issues, which are pretty common. You'll learn those as you go, though. It's usually just the high spots. As long as you cast from a high spot, you're going to avoid any line of sight issues. Okay. And then you collect your loot. These guys have great loot. Alright, and then next I'll show you the third camp. Alright, so I'm going to be doing camp 3 next. I'm going to use the form of the hunter because it's nighttime and I do like to be able to see. Let me go ahead and turn on my night vision wolf form. There, now we're looking much better, you know, as a person. And we can see much better too. So this north camp only has 2 harmony targets. The first one's this shaman in the center. Next one's this shaman over here. Everybody pulls differently. This is just the way that I have found works for me, I suppose. Okay. And then from here we're going to get 2. You just target this guy. He usually interrupts you the first time, so I just spam cast my snare. They don't hit too hard though, so nothing to worry about. Sometimes they will stun you. If you run back far enough, then you should only get beat on by 1 of them at a time. So if you're getting beat on by 2 of them at a time, then you're going to take some damage. But you should be running back far enough, so that's not a problem. So I'm going to corral them over here. I'm going to sit to meditate while I wait for them. They're taking their time. And I might as well put my levitate back on. I like having that. I don't have a Peggy cloak yet, so I get to cast it every time. Okay. And then I'll just swivel, swoop, and they're all together. And same thing as always, not too difficult. So really the only points that you're gonna mess up on are the pull. If you don't harmony the right targets, you just need to make sure that the shaman and the chiefs are harmonied. And everything else is pretty easy. So you should be good to go from there. The other thing I'll sometimes do, if I'm feeling lazy, I will bring this over here and just go like that, because it's definitely less distance to click the book. Personally, I kind of like just leaving it over here, but misclicks can happen because my other monitor's over here. It's pretty frequent that my mouse will go off the screen and then I'm stuck spinning in circles because I've clicked off the screen, and then you have to scramble to recover quickly. So this is a nice way to avoid that. Your mouse never really goes off the screen. They do have a lower level ones have a little bit fewer hit points, somewhere around 100. So you can either cast another AoE or just root him. I'm just going to cast a root on one, it should kill him. The other one's still up, so I'll just root him too. And that's it. There is our intro to pulling the Othmir.